Hi guys, I am here again with another topic. The topic is the post-independence India and linguistic movements in post-independence India. The thing is that how we have to cover the topic. To encompass the whole topic, we have to crack the topic into different parts. Right. First, we have to see the linguistic movement, means linguistic view and its origin in pre-independence India. For this, what we have to do, we have to see the National Congress and its linguistic view. How we will cover the topic National Congress and linguistic view? It means that what are the different Congress sessions where it was decided that they will form provincial Congress committee on linguistic basis. Means the division of states, division of provinces on linguistic basis derives its origin from pre-independence India, right from the origin of Congress. Congress decided it to form provincial Congress committee on linguistic basis, and it was in the pre-independence India. Right, that whether this notion of pre-independence India, whether this notion of division of provinces on linguistic basis in pre-independence India contributes to the this hue and cry in post-independence India. What are the different circumstances in post-independence India as well as in pre-independence India that compels the personalities to take the related decisions? What were the conditions in pre-independence India that forced or compelled the Congress to take decisions or to form provincial Congress committee on linguistic basis? And what are the provisions which compels the Congress leaders to take a decision against the former decision of the Congress? Right. Here we have to compare and contrast the origin of linguistic origin of linguistic disputes, where it has derived its origin, what are the different circumstances in pre-independence India and post-independence India that take the Congress personalities, that compel the Congress personalities to take the decisions related to linguistic matter. Right. Then after this, we have to come to three personalities. These two personalities are Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi, and another is RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha. And what are the importance of these personalities? Here we have to consider the view of these personalities towards the linguistic matter. What was the view of Gandhi towards the linguistic division before pre-independence India, and what are the circumstances that compels Gandhi to reverse his decision regarding linguistic matter in post-independence India? What was the view of Nehru towards linguistic matter, towards the dispute that originated in post-independence India, and as well as what was the stance of RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha. Then we have to keep notice on the major linguistic movements, the movements which eroge on the basis of particular language. For example, Sikh movement means the demand of Sikh for an independent province. Okay, the demand of Sikh for an independent state. Then what are the nature of these Sikh movements, and who are the personalities related to this movement? And regarding the Sikh movement, the important thing is that the idea of independence. What type of independence they wanted? They did not want it to separate, or they did not want to form an independent state being separated from India. They wanted a state within Indian state. Okay, then we have to see the nature and notion of independence regarding this movement. Then another thing is that the Akali Dol. What is the stance of Akali Dol in this case? How they inspired this movement, whether it is a religious demand or whether it is a linguistic demand. Then another noted personality regarding this movement is Master Tara Singh. We have to keep notice on notable personalities in this chapter, and here. Then Tara Singh is related to this movement. Then what was the viewpoint of Tara Singh? What was the contribution of Tara Singh to the demand of a Sikh province? within Indian state. Okay, we have to consider these three things: the notion of independence, the contribution and stance and viewpoint of Akalidol, and the contribution of Tara Singh. How these personalities, or how this personality, how this organization contributed to this movement. Okay, what was the notion of independence in this case? Then another notable movement is demand for a Andhra state on the basis of Telugu, on the basis of Telugu linguists. Alright, it is a very important linguistic movement, and that arose huge support, and that arose actually, and that attracted nationwide support. Okay, what are the main things, or what are the main characteristics which we have to consider here? The first thing is that popular will, that we have to consider how this movement for formation of a separate Andhra state on the basis of Telugu language actually represented the stream of popular will, how the people are, how the backing of people, how the emotion and passion of Telugu people are related in this movement. We have to consider these things, right? Then we have to consider another point, that what is the viewpoint, or what is the stance of Nehru, JL and Nehru, means how the Nehru has contributed, what is the viewpoint of Nehru towards this movement at first, and how Nehru was compelled or forced to change his viewpoint towards the movement. Then another noted personality related to this movement, very famous personality, is Patti Sriramalu. We have to consider the contribution of Sriramalu. We have to consider the contribution of Sriramalu for the separation of an Andhra state. We have to see how he spent his earlier life under the guidance of Gandhi, how he was inspired by Gandhi, how he took every decision with the help of Gandhi, and how at the behest of Gandhi actually he worked before. Right. Then these three things we have to consider, that how popular will represented this moment, what is the viewpoint of Nehru towards this moment, and what is the contribution of. Then another notable movement is demand of a Maratha state in Maharashtra. But the controversial point here is that whether the Bombay city should have to combine with Maharashtra on the basis of Maratha language or not. There are two groups in this case. One supported that then Bombay should be combined with Maharashtra on the basis of Marathi language. Then there is another group. This group supported that the Bombay should not be anyway combined with Maharashtra. Right. Then what are those two groups? One is Bombay Citizen Committee. It was led by Purushottam Das Thakur Das and J.R.D. Tata. Then they represented their view that the Bombay is a multicultural and multilingual state. Right from the arrival of Portuguese to that moment, it has shown diversity in language, society, culture, behavior, and tradition. It has outnumbered that there are different peoples, linguistic peoples like Christian, Gujarati, Parsi, who have always outnumbered the Marathi state. So if the Bombay has been combined with Maharashtra on the basis of Marathi language, then it will be very harmful to the cultural integrity of Bombay state, to the cultural diversity of Bombay state. Right. Then another group is Sangyukta Maharashtra. Another group is Sangyukta Maharashtra. There are different personalities like Gadgil, C.R. Deshmukh, who have led this Sangyukta Maharashtra. And what was their viewpoint? Their viewpoint is that the Maratha has contributed immensely to the formation of Bombay state. Maratha was the hub of nationalism in pre-independence India. Tilak, Lokomanya Tilak, and another personally Binoy Bhave. Even Mahatma Gandhi himself recognized that it is one of the important hub of nationalism. Right, the Maratha people has contributed immensely to the formation to Indian nationalism. They have established first nationalistic schools and colleges responding to call of nationalism in India. Right. their contribution to nationalism is immense, and they have contributed immensely to the formation of Bombay state. That's why they provided that their viewpoint was that at any rate Bombay, if Bombay was not combined with Maharashtra on the basis of Marathi language, then it will be disrespect to the sacrifice of Maratha people which they have shown to the Indian nationalism. Right. In this way, there are two groups. One supported a combination of Bombay with Maharashtra, and one did not support the combination of Bombay with Maharashtra. They put forward their own viewpoints, and we have to consider these viewpoints. Then another state is the stance of RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha. What is the viewpoint of MS Golwalkar in this case? We have to consider this thing, that MS Golwalkar is always against the combination of Bombay with Maharashtra. He says that the linguistic division is harmful to the unity and integrity of the country, unity and integrity of the provinces. In this way, in this part, in this moment, we have to consider 3 points. Bombay Citizen Committee, what was their viewpoint? Samyukta Maharashtra, what was their viewpoint? And RSS MS Golwalkar, what was his viewpoint towards this? Then another thing, another important point here we have to consider is the different linguistic committees. One is JVP committee, and another is State Reorganization Committee. We have to see what are the different recommendations of each committee and how these recommendations contributed to quell the linguistic movement. What were the recommendations and what were the contributions of this committee to this linguistic arising, right? And we have to also see what are the different personalities related to this committee, who are the persons of JVP committee and who are the noted personalities of State Reorganization Committee. In this way, we have to cover the linguistic committee, and I hope I have given briefly all the important points which we have to cover in this portion. And from any sources, whether it is net, whether it is different books, you can read these topics, and I think it will be helpful to all of you in the coming exam in case of covering this topic.